Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, and I'm the owner and founder of Texas Art and Soul, and I am excited to show you how to do some stenciling with some black light paint, some kind of glow paint. And then I'm also going to show you a painted prayer, or what I like to call use quotes or lyrics or scriptures or anything you want. And I'm going to be using essential stencils. And then also, while I'm painting tonight, because I'm going to be here for a little while, so I really hope you'll say hi, tell me, where you're from, all of that great stuff. And we are at the end of this broadcast. I'm going to be picking 3 names at the very end, and Essential Stencil will be sending you some presents. So I'm really excited. So first I wanted to show you a little bit about what I got going on. This is the trick or treat, and the coolest part about this is it's going to have black light on it. So I'm really, really excited. This over here, just so y'all know, and I'm actually going to turn off the lights in a little bit because I brought the black light, so I will show you how it has the kind of shimmer, or not the shimmer, what do you want to call it, the glow, I guess I should say. And then I'm also going to show you a couple of techniques on what to do for a painted prayer or a quote or a scripture. So those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Heidi Easley, and I am the owner and founder of Texas Art and Soul. And I just wanted to show you what a painted prayer is, or a painted scripture. So here's one. Relax, it's going to be great. This is by Gabby Bernstein. So it's really anything that inspires you. Because, hey guys, thank y'all so much. And yes, I'll tell you where I get the paint. I'll tell you where I get the stencils. I'll tell you all of it. But really, the painted prayer stuff is really just about what, and thank y'all for sharing. And if you also want to put subscribe in the comments, Essential Stencil, anytime somebody is live, they'll let you know. So you can just put subscribe if you want to be notified. But painted prayers, see all the fun different things in the background? Those little things right there? Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit of how to do that, okay? And then if you'll let me know who on this live teaches paint parties. Is there anybody out there like me that teaches paint parties? Anybody else? Or am I all alone? I know I'm not all alone. Okay, so I'm going to show you, here's what I did to get the glow effect. So underneath, let me see if I can push this down a little bit. Underneath, you can see I put a layer of this right here, purple pizzazz. And if you want to get these stencils, there is a coupon code in the description that you can get these stencils at a coupon code. It's basically my link in the description, and then you put Texas Heidi for a discount. So basically what I'm going to do is I put purple pizzazz all the way down, and then I use the neon, which you can get this at Deco Art or Walmart or wherever. And I use this neon, and I'm actually going to paint on top of this for the trick-or-treat sign. Now I also added a cat. Welcome y'all, thanks for being here. And also guys, if you have not gotten my ebook before, I sell it for $17, but you can have it for free. Just the link is in the description, and it's an instant download. So if you don't see it, that means it went to your spam. So check your spam. Or your promotions. It might have gone to your promotions folder. Okay, so if you can see the bottom of this is a really, really tall sign. Can y'all see the cat? Let me know if you can see the cat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the fluorescent green, okay? Oh, thank y'all for sharing, by the way. And again, at the end of this broadcast, Essential Stencil said I could say 3 names. I'm just going to pick randomly 3 names. So I'll be picking people who are commenting, because that's the only way I can see your name. And then they are going to send something to you, okay? So see how I just did kind of a blob of green. This is a superior coverage. It's just a glow paint. If you ever see this on the top, that means it's going to be black light approved. Hey Deborah, hey Laura, thank y'all for being here. Okay, so I'm going to take, I took this green first, a Deco Art yellow green, and I just put it down for the cap first. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to be kind of going back and forth between paintings, okay? Is that okay with y'all if I kind of go back and forth between processes? Because I really want to show y'all. Hey, Cecilia. Hey, thank y'all for saying hi, and thank y'all for joining. So I'm going to be going back and forth between processes if that's okay, so you can see both sides of this. So I put down a kind of a yellow-green. Now on top, I let that dry, and then I'm going to put this because these glow paints have kind of a, what's the word? They're kind of like more liquidy, I guess that's the word I should use. So I'm going to try using a bigger brush to get some stuff on it. And let me push this out and see if y'all can see it. Okay, let me know if you can see the cap. Okay, I have to balance it. The other day, me and my husband went to get a bunch of these boards. And, and Essential Stencil sells some really cool, like, things. I don't know what to call them. What are they called? Does anybody know what those are called? They sell those, but I need to buy some. I don't have them yet. Yeah, I'm going to do the finished sign. So you're going to see the full finished sign. So those of y'all that are on here, if you stay till the end, so grab, a snack, enjoy, paint with me. I'm going to be answering some questions, telling a few stories about my crazy Jacob's Well vacation, how I jumped into that hole. That's me looking it over before I, jumped inside there. I'm going to be telling some stories about my 40th birthday and also answering questions for those of you that are wanting to teach paint parties this fall. Because seriously, guys, that's how I make my money for Christmas every year for the past 7 years is to do paint parties. And you can do a party with these signs and these stencils from Essential Stencil and not even have to have a vinyl cutter. So many people think like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. No, like seriously, I've been doing a paint party in Florida. I've traveled to Alabama. I've traveled to California for paint parties, and I'm in northern Texas. So, dabbers and pouncers. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was saying dab, but I didn't know what it was called. So I'm gonna let that dry for a minute because it needs another coat. That is the thing I have noticed about blacklight painting is that you need some extra coats. So if you do this as a paint party, I want you to be really cautious and make sure you have enough paint and you charge the right amount, okay? So Essential Stencil, just so everybody knows what is going on, I am painting 2 projects for you. A blacklight project while I turn off the lights and actually show you. If you want to get my ebook, I sell it for $17 on my website. You can get it for free today. The link is in the description. It's an instant download. It may go to your promotions or spam. And then I'm also going to be giving away 3, Essential Stencil said, pick 3 names at the end of this broadcast, and y'all are going to get some presents. So I am excited for that. And then over here is the painted prayers, okay? So I'm going to show you a little bit about how to stencil back this way, kind of how I get the base of this, and then we'll add this on top. And this is always stay humble and kind. Does anybody listen to that song? Have y'all ever listened to that song? It's one of my favorites. I love it so much. And then I'm going to show you how I use some gold metallics and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, let me scoot this closer and see if y'all can see the skeleton, the skull up here. Okay, can y'all see that, kind of? Let me know if you can. And I'm just going to be painting this, and I want to tell y'all the reason why I do so many quotes and painted prayers and things like that. So the one with Gabby Bernstein, and I'm just putting a second coat, so you know what I'm doing, of this. This is, you can get it at Walmart, Deco Art. This is a folk art brand, but they have it at Deco Art as well. But I used jack-o'-lantern first, and then I'm putting this on top. Yeah, who says that? I love the saying in the song, Rose. Yeah, I'm telling you, so like, here's the thing, guys. I am a big believer in words are powerful, like a huge believer. And I feel like what happens is that we get stuck in our head and we think, oh my gosh, we're, not doing the right thing. We'll put ourselves down so much and we don't even know it. And so I actually work really hard, and I tell my daughter too, like when she says something bad about herself, I'm like, don't talk about my daughter like that. And I really, really try to keep positive words, because here's the thing. We all know, every one of us, it's not a matter of if you have a bad time. It's a matter of when you're going to have a bad time. Because we all have times in our life whenever we literally, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm just going to pull it and hope for the best. This is why I like Essential Stencils. Because this is a cardboard one, and now I'm going to have to pick it. It looks really cool up close though. Let me see if I can show y'all. I don't want to lose my cat over here. Hold on. Let me get this going. Yes, I love Halloween too. So much. Okay, I got my cat taped. I want to show y'all this up close. So this is why Essential Stencil is really great for buying, because I don't even know where I got this, but I used a cardboard stencil, but now I'm going to have to pick it out. Where you're going to see in a minute where I just pull up this Halloween sign. So see how I'm going to have to pick that out? That's going to be kind of fun. Kind of fun. Anyway, so words are powerful. So the reason I do a lot of painted prayers, and I actually teach a lot of painted prayers in my paint parties, is because I think it's a matter of always being grateful and always reminding yourself. And when you can put, like Gabby Bernstein, I read that in a magazine, and I literally, Kim says first time watching you. Welcome, Kim. If you're the first time ever seeing me, if you would please, I'm just using this kind of tape. I actually honestly just grab whatever tape I have close by. As you can see, I'm a art mess. And tell me if you're new to me. And again, my name is Heidi Easley, Texas Art and Soul. And I have taken over Essential Stencils page. They have allowed me to use their page today, so to talk about some cool stencils going on. But I was actually reading this magazine, Success Magazine, and Gabby Bernstein had this interview, and in one of them it said, what would you ask yourself? And I just turned 40. Said, what would you ask yourself if you could go back 10 years or whatever it was? And she said, what would you tell yourself? And she said, relax, it's going to be great. And oh my gosh, I just kept pulling that article up over and over. And finally I was like, why don't I just paint this? So anytime I'm discouraged, or anytime I'm, when you're painting or you're doing paint parties and they don't, you don't get sign-ups, or a paint party cancels, or all of that, stuff that just happens as far as running a business. Let me find my little thing. Oh, and guys, I am using Purple Pizzazz for the base, and then almost the whole thing of the neon. I got this one from Walmart, and I got this one from Deco Art, which I am obsessed with Deco Art paint and Essential Stencils. Man, that's a mouthful. Let me see if I can pull some of these out so y'all can see the skeleton. But yeah, so it's just a matter of always surrounding your world, your wherever you're at, just with words or songs. And so whenever I see this one, oh my gosh, I was so happy because it's one of my favorite songs. I could just crank that song up and play it. And so whenever you're in a bad mood or whatever's going on, if you see that painted prayer or that scripture that you made, it just automatically makes you think of that song, right? And so what I like to do is I like to take things that are inspiring, words that are inspiring, and put them in places I know it's weird, but in the bathroom, if you're on the toilet, whatever, and you have a minute to read it, you could be down on yourself and then you read your beautiful painted prayer. And this technique I'm about to show you is really, really simple. Okay, so I am trying to pull off the cardboard, and I'm going to have to wait till that dries a minute. So again, the reason why I love Essential Stencil. And if you want a coupon code and you want to buy this one, or even, they come in these really cool little things like that. You can buy these in the link. There's a link plus a little coupon code for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. I'm not going to use the pumpkin. I just used the cat. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this trick or treat part. So let's see if y'all can see this. Oh, Ruth, no, we can't see ya. Hey guys, oh, thanks for loving my wall. It's a mess. I need to I still want to paint more, you know, but I have so many things I want to paint. I want to paint my outdoor porch area. I have this awning over a concrete area, and yeah, this fall it's going down. I'm going to paint stencils and fun stuff all over my back porch. If you've seen my art office, if you know, if you've seen some of my videos on YouTube, you'll see that my art office, the whole floor is painted. It's painted with huge stencils and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, let me find my black. All right, so here's the thing with paint parties. So if you have never taught a paint party before, put in the comments no. If you have taught a paint party before, put in the comments yes. The coupon code Barbie is in the description. It is Texas Heidi. So use the link in the description, and it's going to give you access to that coupon code Texas Heidi. So struggle getting this link. Let me see. I might be able to post it right here. See if it'll let me save it to the top. It's there's so many comments it won't let me. Having trouble with the video, I'll have to catch it later. Yeah, sometimes going out and back in. If you have done these kinds of signs and you've thought yeah, I'm pretty good at this, but I don't know if I could actually teach one. Well, I'm showing you right now how simple it is. And people love these signs. Now here's the thing. You can do these at home all day and it's fine, but let's say you want to pay for your Christmas and you're like, maybe this is a way I can pay for Christmas. And as long as you have a place that has enough room, you could easily do a paint party with these signs. So that's been the coolest thing. When I first started this, I was so scared. I thought, oh my gosh, everybody is going to be staring at me, thinking I am this crazy person, and who am I to teach them, and oh my gosh, how dare I? I mean, I had all the negative fears that you all have, right? And make sure you put Texas Heidi all together with Heidi. And if you're not sure, look in the description. You'll be able to see the exact link and the coupon code. But yeah, so I used to think oh my gosh, everybody's staring at me. But here is the craziest thing, y'all. When you're teaching a paint party, guess what's happening? Can anybody guess? Let's see, first time watching you. Oh my gosh, the comments are coming so fast. You're amazing. I really needed to hear that you have to say about words and powerful and being positive. I'm so down on myself 99.9% of the time. Oh my gosh, Kimberly, I just want to give you a hug so bad. Guys, I used to be, my husband, I'm going to paint while I say this because I'm a talker and I don't want to keep y'all all night because I really want to show y'all my technique for that. But my husband, he used to say, we've been married, this Friday will be 23 years. This Friday will be 23 years. So I just turned 40. I got married basically, child bride. I turned 18 and 2 weeks later I got married. And I used to have the most negative outlook on life. My husband would say, if you won the lottery, you would complain about the cash option. He literally would tell me that. And is anybody out there in that position where it's you can't find a positive thing to save your life? You're just it could be anything and you still somehow find the negativity in it. And I started trying to figure out, after he would call me out on it, I was okay, first off, why am I doing this? Why am I always, and it was almost this need to be this is going to sound weird. Tell me if you can relate. But it was almost this let's say I buy a new pair of shoes. Instead of somebody saying oh my gosh, because I love cowboy boots. I'm in Texas, I love cowboy boots. And that's like my favorite thing to buy. And so if I bought a brand new pair of cowboy boots, I'm rocking those things. I love them so much. And then what I used to do is when I would walk around, if somebody said like, oh my gosh, those are so cute, it's almost like I felt bad that I had those, that I would make some kind of like, yeah, but they hurt. Or I would make like a negative about it. Like, or I got them on sale. Like I would like almost defend the reason why I'm wearing cowboy boots. Like, who cares? Just say thank you. Like, thank you for noticing my cute cowboy boots, and I'm really excited right now, right? And it's almost like sometimes I think as women and as moms, and, my daughter's 13, and I think sometimes we just have this feeling of like, we can't be, I feel like God's told me, that you have to like show that you're grateful. You have to show that it's okay to be happy, because we, again, like I said, are always going to have times, of when things are bad. I mean, I have so many stories. I could go on and on forever. But what I've known and what I know is true now is, fear is a liar. And when we sit there and we believe that stuff about ourselves, we won't take action on anything because we're terrified that we might do something that we're not supposed to do, or we might what if we did this and we were successful? What if we actually like did this painting? Even if you're just like at home and needing an outlet, a way to was it Kimberly earlier that says she thinks of herself, 99% of the time she thinks negative. Well, and I'm just using a brush. You can use one of the essential stencils like fancy dabbers, which I probably need to order. But right now I'm just using like a 1-inch brush. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull it up and show you how much paint goes up under it. And then I'm also going to show you how I kind of clean it up. Because when I do these at paint parties, like the welcome sign I have on my porch right now, I actually don't clean them up very well, because I know my painters are beginners and they are comparing it to mine. So if they are seeing that mine's like perfect, then they will kind of freak out. So I don't make mine perfect for 2 reasons. I'm not a perfectionist, and also because they will think that theirs has to be perfect. So you could push this down way stronger and get it a lot better, but I'll just kind of show you how I quickly go through it. And I want to make sure, as I'm yapping, I want to make sure that I get some finished products for y'all, because I tend to overshare, and I have a lot to say about the painted prayer subject. It's been one that's really speaking to me for a long time, and I've done a lot of them over the past few years. Okay, so I'm going to just pull this up really fast and hope for the best. I'm going to pull it together, and if I was at a paint party teaching this, I would have them grab a friend. Okay, so I'm just going to put this over here because I'm in my art studio and it doesn't really matter. And I tape those together. So the way that they come, y'all, they come in sections, but then you can just tape them together so that they're ready to go for your customers. So I want to show you a little bit up close. Now, I could have done like a Mod Podge or something like that and made it to where it was a lot cleaner. But honestly, I'm going to be taking, let me show you how tall it is. I'm going to be taking some of the black light and actually doing a liner on the left side and under it. Can y'all see how big that is? And have you guessed yet that the purple is all black light? I'm so excited about the black light. So you can put a black light on your porch, and then you could also do a stencil on the back that says go away. So you could have like a trick or treat or a go away. You could have either. So let me know if y'all like this. Yeah, I know, I'm getting ready for fall. This is the time when you're a paint party artist, paint party, whatever you want to call it. And again, just a heads up for those of you that are just joining, we are giving away at the end of this broadcast, I'm going to pick 3 names And there's going to be 3 people that are going to win some stuff from Essential Stencil. They are going to be sending it your way. And then also, I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. So if you have not got my ebook, I sell it for $17 on my website, but you can get it for free. So I'm going to show you in a minute how this glows. I'm going to turn off the lights, and then I'm going to show you how to do a painted prayer. Okay, so this still needs some work. We are knowing that this is not finished yet, okay? It still needs some little liners. What I'm actually going to do, and I'll probably post a picture of the finished, is I'm going to take a small liner brush. This is a Creative Mark from Jerry's Artarama. And what I'm going to do is take like the lime green or the bright orange, and I'm just going to carefully go, like on this R, for example, just right here. And just kind of put a little line right there. Okay? So it's really, really fun because we can do so much with it. Okay, do y'all want to see the black light first, or do you want me to start the painted prayer? Let me know. I'll do either. So go ahead and vote for which one. Black light first or painted prayer? Which one? Aw, Trisha, thank you. Yes, okay, so I put YouTube Live on over there. And so I've been trying to look at both screens. So the first time I've ever tried a YouTube Live. So all of y'all on YouTube, thank you for joining live. I really, really appreciate it. Let's see. Tara, I'm so excited to see you on here, Heidi. Oh, I'm excited to be here. Yeah, thanks to Essential Stencil for letting me be on here. This is really cool. Okay, love everything about your Halloween sign. Painted prayer, love it. Light, black light. Okay, so some of y'all want to see the black light. Okay. This is going to be a challenge because we still have daylight here in Texas. Not sure where you are from. Yeah, sometimes, Jennifer, I'm like this because I'm trying to do a dual live. I'm trying to do a live over here on a phone and a live on YouTube, so I apologize. Again, anybody that's wanting to order these stencils to have it ready. Oh, I hear black light, all in caps. You got it. Those of you that are wanting to order these stencils, there is a coupon code for y'all. And then this is the one I'm about to do next. The Stay Humble and Kind. Always stay humble and kind. You know what? I need to get the layers on here first. And then I'm going to show y'all the black light. So then we can put the Always Stay Humble and Kind. Okay, sorry, I had to make an executive decision. Or we wouldn't be able to see this process because the stencil. Okay, so here's what I recommend. I just have a bunch of random stencils. You can get them anywhere. And then bubble wrap. Never leave home without bubble wrap. And then I have a bunch of different glitters. Okay, these are not just like regular glitter. These are kind of shake glitter. Don't tell my hubby I'm using these right now. I try to keep him. He's really good about letting me just go crazy in our house, but I got to keep it in a few rooms because, as you can tell, I get a little messy. Just a little. Can you tell? I'm a little messy. Okay, so I'm going to take, let me see if I can move this. Oh, and I also have a block of sandpaper, and then I have some palette knives. So this process is really just so much fun to me. Let me see if I can scoot y'all up. Oh, and I wanted to tell y'all too. Okay, so this is Jacob's Well, if you can see it. And it goes down, it's in Wimberley. It is crazy, people. It's this huge well. It's been on the Travel Channel. And it's been one of like my dream destinations to go to. And for my 40th birthday, we went. And it was so insane because I'm a pretty brave person. Like I've skydived and I've done, you know, some crazy things, but I just was like, I don't know. I mean, it looked like you were jumping into the pits. Like it was just this creepy feeling of jumping into this like hole of the unknown. I don't know. It was just this weird feeling. And so when we got there, let me see if I can get a chair. When we got there, it was there was only 2 other people there. So I was like, oh my gosh, and they hadn't jumped in yet. They were still kind of scared. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta be the first one in. Like I gotta just do it. And so I went to the top, and I've been like picturing this moment for years because it's just one of those things I've always wanted to do. And and I'm just freaking out, and I'm like, just get over it, just do it. There's nothing in there, you'll be fine. There was some stuff in there. There was fish and a giant hole. Did I mention that? And so I just did it. Like I just jumped in, and then we did it. We probably jumped in like 15, 20 times. And what was really creepy is my husband, he would, this is the color I'm using, so y'all know. It's Deco Art Bright Gold 24 Karat Metallic. It's one of my favorites. Like I adore these metallics more than so many things. So many things. And so this is 24 karat, so if you are curious, I'll take a picture too so y'all can see it later. Try to post it in the thread. But so I'm just going to use this to kind of put some different things on here. And I'm going to kind of prop this up to see if y'all can see as I do this. So let me know if you're having trouble seeing it. Let's see. But what was crazy is I think sometimes we could talk ourselves out of things, you know? Like we get so excited about something, and then when it's time, or when we get the opportunity, and I say this about paint parties because so many people, like they get excited and they want to do something like that, and then life gets in the way, or they figure, you know, they put some kind of block like, you know, oh my gosh, everybody's going to be staring at me, and it's going to be, you know, so scary. And I mean, we just put all of, again, words are powerful. Have I said that yet? And we put all of these things in front of us, and sometimes we have to go. So is it Mel Robbins, who, you know, has that 5-second rule? Have y'all ever watched her stuff on YouTube? Mel Robbins, oh my gosh, so she talks about how, you know, her family lost everything, and she couldn't get out of bed for months. And she was watching something on the news, and it was NASA, and they were talking about the space, you know, the rocket and all of that stuff, and it being liftoff, and she started thinking, like, you know, how many people it takes to, like, make that happen, and, you know, all the work it takes to do that. And what if, like, tomorrow morning, instead of me just waiting around, what if I just pretend like I'm blasting off like a rocket, like when my alarm goes off, instead of hitting snooze every time like I've done for 3 months, instead I'm going to count backwards. I'm going to count, you know, 10, 9, 8, 7, and by the time that hits 1, my feet will hit the floor. And so she said she did that. And I know some of y'all really suffer from, you know, we all have times when we like really struggle, and there's some of us that have, you know, bigger struggles than others, you know, and we don't know what each other's dealing with. And so she talked about how you can trick your brain into this, okay, before your brain starts to try to, you know, give that safety net to you, you can trick your brain by just doing something quick, like making it happen really fast. And so I'm just lifting this and moving it to a different area because I love this 24 karat gold so much. I just feel like I have to put it everywhere. And this is just the base, guys, for the Always Stay Humble and Kind stencil from Essential Stencil. And again, if you want to order that, you can get the coupon code. You just use my link in the description. And in the description, you'll find the coupon code as well. And you can get the trick or treat, which I'm about to reveal the black light. And then at the end of this broadcast, I'm going to pick 3 of your names to have Essential Stencil send you some presents. So I really appreciate y'all being here, by the way. So anyway, she decided, okay, I'm going to do this, you know, for the first time in months. And when you know, she counted down, and by the time she got to 1, for the first time in 3 months, she got out of bed and she got dressed. And she thought, oh my gosh, you know, like this, you know, if I can do something, you know, in these few seconds and trick my brain, I can get through this. And so the next day she did the same thing. And I know it sounds so, to some of y'all that are just go-getters and you don't have any problems, you're getting out of bed or whatever, but some of us, like, yeah, I'm really, like, I saw somebody post earlier, like, you're really bubbly and energetic. Yeah, I am when I need to be. But I think people think that I'm automatically an extrovert, and I'm not. I am an introvert and I totally need my downtime. So when I'm doing paint parties, I am definitely in my happy place, but I definitely have to have time by myself to regroup. And so I think sometimes we think automatically that, yeah, that's so simple. Like, why would anybody even need to count back from 10, 9, 8? Well, maybe you haven't had a hard time yet in life, but if you're on this earth, unfortunately, we all are going to experience a time when it's going to be really hard to get out of bed, and there's going to be, whether it's health issues or family issues or, just God forbid, the worst things we know that happen out there. There's times in our lives when we have to deal with that kind of stuff, and when you're trying to get back in the groove of it, that's why I feel so passionate about art. That's why I feel so passionate about stencils, as weird as it sounds, because you can take somebody who has no artistic ability and you can throw some paint down and you can do some stenciling, you can turn on some music, whatever kind you want, you can, sit here and just paint and play and get your hands all messy and forget about the troubles for just a few minutes. And I think, again, that's why I always tell people that I mentor, I say, it is more than just a paint party, people. It's way more than just a paint party. I'm so passionate about it because it's totally changed my life. My story is a little bit different from Mel Robbins, but we did over 10 years ago. We went bankrupt, we lost everything, and I started this, I don't know if you can see them, this surfboard painting business. If you can see the surfboards. And I have this one here. For those of you, this was my very first business. I called it My Soul Is Yours. I actually had a dream of this name, and I don't know if you do this, but I take a piece of paper and I have notebooks by my bed. And when I wake up in the middle of the night with crazy whatever, I just write it down. And that was one of those nights that I was like, okay, my soul is yours, and I wrote it down, and I had no idea why I wrote that down, but I just knew I needed to see, I just knew I needed that. And what do y'all think of this so far? Good, bad? You sound like you know me. Art is my outlet. Oh my gosh, yes, art is definitely my outlet. So the way I started painting surfboards is, after, and again, I am putting this gold, y'all, I want to show y'all this up close a little bit. This is just a piece of wood from Lowe's. And let's see. I just adore this gold. I'm telling y'all, if you have not owned this gold yet, 24 karat, best stuff ever. So you can put all kinds of stuff, but then I'm going to take some bubble wrap and I'm going to do a couple little things. And while this is drying, I'm going to show you the black light. And then we'll go back to, and I'll, of course, answer questions or if you have anything you want to add. But yeah, so I was kind of in this depressed state of just, I'm a loser, I have a new baby, and not even 30, and I can't believe I lost everything. My husband lost his job, and just all kinds of craziness happened. Well, I was teaching art at the time, which, by the way, you do not have to be an art teacher to teach paint parties, just letting you know. I have over 400 members that I teach how to make money teaching paint parties, and you do not have to have a degree. There are only a few of them that have a actual art teaching degree. You don't need that. Sometimes it can be hard because if you're kind of trained more as a fine artist, it can actually be a little bit difficult to kind of know that you're just doing this, to give people some fun and excitement. And just a fun night out to not think about stuff. So it's not really fine art. Painting with a Twist has paved the way for people like you and me to do fun stenciling and art projects like this and just have a lot of fun without the pressure of it being this really serious art. But what I have found in doing that is that these painted prayers, although not serious, they have given me a way to kind of express myself without any pressure, but also allowing me, and I'm just using a paintbrush and bubble wrap, and just kind of brushing it on because it's got a fun Can y'all hear that? It's got a fun texture sound. But it's given me a way to like, not necessarily make fine art, but something so meaningful that when I walk in and see it, it immediately sparks that song. It immediately brings me back to it's going to be okay. It immediately has me think, fear is a liar. You know, all of those things. And then I go into that song, fear is a liar. So I think there's just so much more. So what happened was, you know, I was really, really upset and depressed and sad and felt like a loser. And I started doing, I just started using some of we had to move out of our house. All this crazy stuff happened. And I'm sorry if you've heard this story before. I'll tell it kind of fast. Have y'all heard this story before? I hate like boring y'all if y'all have already heard it. But so basically what happened was after my husband lost his job and then we just couldn't get back on track. We were living in Florida at the time. And we ended up, you know, losing everything. And then I started taking some spare wood my sister had. And I just kind of made some surfboards, like mini ones. And I took them to the school to work on them just to kind of like get out of my depression. I mean, I was in that state of, you know, not being able to get out of bed. Like it was hard. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to kind of get out of this depression. I'm going to start using, you know, I didn't know it at the time. But I was like, I'm just going to start using this wood and just paint some surfboards. Guys, if you want this stencil, always stay humble and kind. The link is in the description. It comes in this pretty thing. And they always send these with it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so fun to draw on. So Essential Stencil, thank you for always sending the black backing. It's always fun to draw on. I never throw them away. I always use them for something. But there's also a coupon code, guys, in the description. And those of y'all that are new to me, if you have not received this book, I sell it for $17 on my website. You can get it for free today. The link is in the description. And it's an instant download. So if you don't see it, it's going to be in your promotions folder or in your spam folder. So check it to make sure you see it. There's also another really cool video, kind of freebie for you. So anyway, so I started like painting these surfboards with some spare wood, and I went to my class, and the kids started going crazy over them. What do y'all think? This way or this way? I'm thinking maybe this way. We all do a yes if you think that looks good. Let me see. Tell me if that's a... Let's see. Barbie says, please let me know if you read my apology. I didn't. I don't know what it was about. Maybe I'm missing something. Oh, you're not boring. Yeah, she might have said something about me being boring. Okay, I am an acquired taste. You either love me or hate me. So I apologize. Those of y'all that are bored, abort ship and go to another channel. Okay, so this right here, yeah, I have found out anytime you put yourself in the public eye, there will be people that don't like you, and there will be people that love you. And so I have learned after getting my feelings hurt for many years that, you know, this is what God tells me to do, so I just do it. And so I know that, you know, no matter what, always on the other side of the interweb, there will be people that will say mean things. I don't even look at a lot of my YouTube channel comments, maybe once a month. And I have somebody help me with that because there are so many people, unfortunately, and I'm not saying it was whoever apologized, because she might have been saying sorry about something else. But you have to know, anytime, and again, that's where fear can strike. That's where, you know, maybe you have something really awesome you're supposed to do, and then I can't tell you how many times, for example, somebody's been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that girl is saying that, and look at her lips. And I'm like, really? God made my lips like this. I can't help that. You know, like, come on, people, don't attack my face. Really? Like, and you know, and they don't know the stories of the medical or any of the health. And I think, I'm just going to bring that up real quick. So I think, you know, sometimes it's so easy for us to be on the other side of something and just be like, give us what we need. Like, just give us what we want and stop talking or whatever the case is. Well, it takes a little time to do an art project. And so, I could do this on a fast forward, but then I wouldn't get to know any of y'all, or you wouldn't get to know, anything about me. But I think it really, I think sometimes we forget that the people are human on the other side. And I think that's why a lot of people will, they'll want to teach a paint party, or they'll want to do a YouTube channel, or they'll want to do something, and then they get shut down. So now I'm at the stage where I have been called every name in the book. I have, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're doing everything right. It doesn't matter if you're in the public eye doing anything that is outside of the norm. Unfortunately, it kind of goes along with it. So I never really worry about what people say, because, and I have stories about that, but I'm not going to bring that up. But because it's just, I don't know, I always think you reap what you sow, and I always think what goes around comes around, and I always think people really just, they don't mean it. I don't think people mean it all the time. I think sometimes people can just, be in a bad mood, and they just quickly, say something, or, it just happens. So I never think badly of people. I just always, keep doing my thing, because again, you can always switch channels. Nobody's forcing you to watch a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live. So sorry I got on a tangent on that. But anyway, so while I'm doing this stencil, and right before I show you the black light, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened. So I started making those surfboards, and what happened was I was bringing them to school. I taught 850 kids a week at the school. And I had them on my desk, and I was going to work on them during lunch, and one of the kids went crazy, Miss Easley, can you please put my name on that surfboard? Oh my gosh, could you please make me one? And then the kids kept saying it, and I was like, man. So after about 150 kids, and I'm using a makeup sponge, by the way, after about 150 kids started saying, Miss Easley, make me a board. Oh my gosh, can you put my name on it? Of course, the light bulb finally goes off, and I was like, man, maybe I could make some money and change my family situation for the better. And so so I talked with, my husband, my mother-in-law, and they're like, yeah, let's go in 50-50, we'll help you, because we have to make all the boards. Again, like I said, we lost everything. It's not like we were swimming in cash and had all this money to start a business. So I, in my, 20s, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So I take this mismatched surfboard. It had polyurethane that was still wet, and I took it up to this place called Pier Park in Panama City Beach. And it was right when they had started their outdoor mall, and I was like, hey, can I booked a meeting with this guy, and again, I didn't know what I was doing. And I said, can I please, sell these at your fine mall establishment? And he's like, well, yeah, I think you can. And we worked out a price, and I rented out a 10 by 10 square foot of concrete right there in front of Starbucks. And if you've ever been to Panama City Beach, they now have a little tattoo shop in that area. And so, and I'm doing 2 coats of this, by the way. And so I started selling these surfboards. Well, I set up, we cut boards for a month and a half. Every weekend we were spending doing this, thinking this is our way out, this is gonna change my family. And then nobody was buying these surfboards. And I was just devastated. And I'm sitting there in the hot sun thinking what is going on? This is it. When you're, 20-something years old, you don't realize that we still have decades, hopefully, of life left. And so my mother-in-law senses my frustration, and she says, come on, Heidi. And so what do you do when you've lost everything? You have a toddler, you started a business that totally failed, you have no money, and now you're again, totally failing again. So we go to Buffalo Wild Wings and we have a drink, because that's what you do when you fail again. So we walked across the street to Buffalo Wild Wings, and my mother-in-law is buying me some drinks at the bar, and I am literally just oh my gosh, this is awful. I don't have a plan B. What is gonna happen? And I'm just, the more I'm sitting there, the more I'm freaking out. And then I'm just it's the end of the world. What am I gonna do? We don't have another backup plan. This was our backup plan. We're squeezed in this apartment. I've been working full time, painting surfboards like crazy, all on the side, every spare moment I had. And then my husband calls, and everything changes. And he calls, and I'm sitting at the bar, and he's like, he's like, okay, get over here, we have orders. And I'm like, you're lying, there's no way we have orders. And he's like, Heidi, get over here, we have orders. And so I, tipsily walk across the street, and this is the moment that changed everything for me. So I look over, and my husband, we had these paper tickets for orders. Well, what I didn't realize, I should have, because I lived there, everybody was at the beach during the day, and then at night they were there shopping. And so he's holding these orders, and I just remember this feeling of like being totally flat on my face, like done for. Like, I'm cooked, I'm done, there's no way I'm coming back from this, to like God like scooping me up, going, it's okay, like everything's gonna be okay. And not okay, but you're gonna be able to do what you love doing, which is paint, and have this creative life, even if you've messed up this bad. And I remember just like looking at my husband, knowing at that moment, like our life's gonna change. I didn't know how, I didn't know for sure why. I just knew that I went from the bottom thinking, okay, I can't pay my bills, everything's done, to knowing, oh my gosh, it's gonna be okay. So I painted that night. I was tipsily, I was a little tipsy if I'm honest, and I painted surfboards and smiled and laughed. And we went on to sell, this is the stencil in the description if you want to click on it. We went on to sell over 1,000 surfboards in just 2 months, which meant I painted 1,000 mini surfboards, hand painted, which meant I was a girl who could only paint one painting in one year. Like, it took me a year to finish one painting. And here I was able to paint 1,000 mini surfboards because I knew every single time I made $20 more, that was $20 more to my family and $20 more to get out of that thing. So here's the thing, y'all. It is all about like knowing. I would have never known this was going to come of all this. Like, I would have never known I would have an online paint party headquarters of 400 and something women who I mentor on how to teach paint parties. I would have never thought I was going to write an ebook. I would have never thought I'd be on Essential Stencil, and man, it's a mouthful. Essential Stencil, you know that, right? Essential Stencil, it's a mouthful, but I never thought I'd ever be on their page. I never thought, the things that God has for us, that this kind of stuff could happen. So I think sometimes we just get, to where we think it's over, and we've done so many mistakes, or we've had so many things that we can't come back from it. And that's how I felt. I felt like I could not come back from it. I felt like such a big loser. And so through that, and again, through the bankruptcy, I would have never known like what God had in store. And now I look back, and it's what I like smile when I think of the word bankruptcy. I know it's the weirdest thing in the world, but when I think of the word bankruptcy, I actually smile, because it has changed our life. It's changed the way I had to learn how to use money the right way. I had to learn, how to not be negative. I had to learn to believe that God has huge miracles. Here's just part of it. I haven't added the glitter yet, or the clear, but see how the stencil is really pretty crisp? This is on a flat thing, but again, what I do now, and I'll show you with a little thing, it's just a little thing right here. But yeah, so what I want y'all to know is just like, it's not over. It's not over till it's over, and this is about to be over. Don't worry, I promise. I know I'm long-winded. But what I'm saying is, like, you have to remember that, each one of you are special. Like, every single one of you have a purpose. And I think sometimes when we think, well, they have a purpose, but I don't. No, you do. Yours is just maybe different. But grab a stencil and listen to some music and figure it out. I think that's the coolest part, is just knowing that, we've been given the ability, whether we're talented or not, to figure out a way to express ourselves. Not everybody is made for painting. Like, I am not made to make jewelry, ever. I've tried to make jewelry before, and it is so stressful to me. However, when I pick up a paintbrush, it's like I just go to a different world. when I have my paint parties and somebody says, hey Heidi, can you go ahead and help me with this part? I'm like, yes, this is my favorite part of the night, because I want to sit there and talk with them and paint with them. So there's so many awesome things that you could do. So if, you buy a stencil tonight and you try that, and you don't love it, that's okay. That's totally okay. You can try something else. But the point is don't give up trying, because there's going to be times in your life when you really just need an outlet. You need a place. And the coolest thing too, I think, about paint parties is, some people come alone and they find, other people there, and they end up coming every month, and then I make new friends, they make new friends, and then we have this awesome time together. And it's just a great way to just, I don't know, just art heals people. I truly believe that. It's done so many things in my life, and I've seen it do so many things in other people's lives. Okay, so I wanted to show you how you can easily add just some lines like that. Easily add some lines to kind of clean it up. So in this right here, guys, this is just one of those, I can measure it for y'all. Do y'all want me to measure this board so y'all can see exactly what it is? Ugh. Okay, so this board right here is 24 by 24. So this is just a board I got from Lowe's. So it's just a 24 by 24. If you want to see the other side, this is what it looks like. I think I paid $9 for it. It's just a little wooden board, and I love doing painted prayers on these types of boards. And I've also done them, as you can see, on canvas. And then I'm going to show y'all the black light. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready for some black light? It's time. And then I'm about to announce the 3 winners. The 3 winners from Essential Stencil. So those of you that have not downloaded the ebook yet, it is in the comments. Direct access immediately. This board right here, just so y'all know, is 6 foot by a little over 7 inches. 6 foot by 7. And then we are going to try to turn off all of these lights to see if this black light's gonna work, okay? And this is just a piece of wood. I paid around $15 for it. For those of you that want to see, this is what it looks like. It's one of the higher priced ones, and I do that on purpose because I don't want to have to sand it, and I definitely don't want that porous wood that just takes all the paint. That is not good for paint parties. Okay, so it's about to go dark, but there's a reason for that. I'm going to try to show you the black light. And I just want to thank y'all so much for being here tonight. I want to thank y'all for just, sharing and commenting and all of that wonderful stuff. I know sometimes it's we might not be able to see it as good as I want. Okay, hopefully you can see it, because we are actually still in the daylight. I'm going to take my phone off of there. Hold on. Because I think if I bring my phone to me, you can see it more. Okay, so Facebook or YouTube over there. Let's see. Oh, Janine, you can get my ebook. The link is in the description, and it's an instant download. Okay, so if you want the ebook, again, I sell it on my website for $17, but you can get it for free today. Instant download, and I'm going to be picking the winners here in just a second. Okay, so I am going to do this, and then I'll answer a few questions. Okay, so this is the norm. Can y'all see that? Can you see the glow? Let me know if you can see the glow. Oh, and the discounted code for these stencils, y'all, look at the purple. I am so happy about the purple. And again, it is still daylight outside, so imagine if this is in total darkness. And I'll show y'all the cat too. Isn't that awesome? Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Let me know if you can. And let me turn this around so I can show y'all the cat. But yeah, what I did was I did a layer below, and then I did another layer. Oh, good. Yeah. And guys, I'm telling y'all, Walmart will start having these black lights because I'm going to do a kids 80s theme party coming up in September. And Walmart will have these black lights for like just the little bulb lights. And I thought that would be so cool to have like a couple of like stations set up. And then here's the cat. It needs a little more of a, and this cat comes with the Halloween stencil. But oh my gosh, I love the purple so much. I'm so excited. Okay, so what'll happen now is I will take, let me do that. What'll happen now is I will take a little thin line of probably orange or the green, and I'm gonna go in and do that little highlight line so that it really, really glows and makes something really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna stay on for just a couple minutes, answer questions, and then also pick 3 winners. Okay, so I'm watching for comments, any questions, and I'm gonna pick 3 winners here in just a couple of seconds, and y'all will be the essential stencil. Oh, hi, Mr. Potter. I use Mr. Potter's mug all the time. And if y'all aren't following me on Texas Art and Soul, if you get the ebook, sorry, that was too bright. If you get the ebook, then you'll get notifications too when I'm live on Texas Art and Soul. And then this is kind of the start of this one. And this is something you could put holes in, or you could still play around with it. So I could do, for example, I could take, a sander here and kind of just buff it if I want. So any kind of buffing like that. I could also take a palette knife. And sorry, YouTube, there's our YouTube going on. Can y'all see all the comments? I'll have to go in and read some of those. And you can take a palette knife too. And then you can take it and just kind of take pieces of, paint like that. And then you could do a scrape technique. So maybe around the edges, like that. And just really have fun with it. Again, it's more about the process than it is so much about the, I don't know. I mean, I like the end result too. And of course, I want the end result to be great for people that are watching, that are paying to come to my paint parties. But it's also about the process. Okay, so let's see. How do you know which side of the letter to put the highlight on? I always just do left and down. Always just do left and down. All right, thanks again. Love the colors. Okay, good. Hey, Sherry, enjoy the presentation. Good. Let's see, over on the black lights, I have one on a stand. Yes, I need to get one on a stand, Cosmic. I think that would be so cool. Joy says, I'd love to be a part of your group and all that you do. I love essential stencils as well. Yeah, if you get the ebook, it'll put you on my email list, and then you'll know all the fun things. I usually send out 2 emails a week with some fun stuff I'm working on, and I'd love to help you. Marianne says, when you stencil, I notice you don't brush off the paint from the brush. Does it bleed? It does a little. So let me show you up close, Marianne. It does a little, but not much. Just a little. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of just clean that up with those fluorescent lines. So I'll take those fluorescent lines and kind of go in, and you can see already how bright this is with the neon paint before I ever even put it under a black light. It's pretty bright already. So it's a pretty bright sign before I put it under the black light now. So I think that's going to be really cute. Put some pumpkins and stuff like that and a few extra little things. I love that you do ever adhesive to hold your stencils. I just use any kind of tape I have close to hold them. Painter's tape, but whatever. I just grab whatever's close. Susan, I love your room. Looks like mine a hot mess. Oh my gosh. That side is even worse. I really gotta clean up. Where in Florida were you from? Okay, so I'm originally from Texas, and I moved to Florida basically all of my 20s, and I did a lot of mistakes, And yeah, so we lived in Panama City Beach. I had my daughter while we were there. She was actually born in Panama City, and then we moved. I started raising her, and then we moved back to Texas. Oh, great. Thank you, Penny. Discount code. Okay, discount code is in the description. So if you go back to the description, you're going to see the discount code for Essential Stencils. So you can get the Always Stay Humble and Kind. You can also, guys, get a head start on Christmas. And they have really pretty Christmas stencils, and there's a discount code for you. And believe, and I think they're going to be sending this to 3 people. So let me go ahead and pick 3 people, and then I will let y'all go. And don't forget, if you have not got my ebook yet, there is a free copy for you waiting in the description. And thank y'all so much for being here. Okay, so let me pick 3 people. Oh my gosh, this is going to be hard. Okay, the code is Texas Heidi. And spelled H-E-I-D-I, Texas Heidi. And Tammy says, did you airbrush your back wall? Also, do you mentor a gal from Charles City, Iowa? She has parties. Maybe, if she has some of my paintings, then yes, because I give rights to my paintings through my mentorship. Yeah, it's called Beautiful Chaos, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm going to pick some winners. Okay, so Rita Barker, you are one of the winners. So Essential Stencil, if you're listening, Rita Barker, she is one of the winners. I'm also going to pick, let's see, Beth Laws. She just came up. Where's Beth Laws? And then I'm also going to pick, let's see, one more. Let's see, we have Betty Henson. Betty Henson, and she said, Liz paints on Halloween signs. So Essential Stencil, did you get that? Rita, put your name in there if I said it. Rita Barker, Beth Laws, and Betty Henson. What I need you to do is message Essential Stencil right now and say, I won off of Heidi's Live. And then they're going to get your shipping address and send you something fun. So the colors I used for the Halloween sign, I did Purple Pizzazz from Deco Art. And then I went over it with a neon. This is a folk art neon. And then for the cat, I did... let's see, the green, yellow green, and then I went over it with a folk art glow green, like that. And then I just did black paint for the background, and then the orange, I did a jack-o'-lantern orange. Really simple, y'all, just takes a couple layers, and then I went in with this, the glow orange, and then that makes it glow. I also highly recommend glitter paint. One of my favorite things to use at paint parties. And then, of course, probably not at paint parties, but at your house. Any type of fun glitter, that makes it really fun too. All right, guys, I hope y'all had a great time. I hope that this was helpful. And I just want to say thank you again, if y'all don't mind. If you want to know more about Essential Stencil, if you'll just put in the comments, what do they say, subscribe. If you put subscribe in the comments, then you will get to... get notifications when other people go live on Essential Stencil. And then as for my stuff, if you want to know more about me, go to Texas Art and Soul. Oh, it's right here. TexasArtandSoul.com, or just get the ebook and you'll be put on my email list. You'll get direct access to this, and then I usually send 2 emails a week with fun stuff. Anyway, I hope y'all had a great time. I really had fun with y'all, and y'all have a great night. Bye, guys.